Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to F1 2020 here for the continuation of the ranked series for episode 5. And we're here to join us at the first race, which is qualifying for Italy, which we've unfortunately validated our lap time in the one-shot qualifying session. Running out of Lesmo 2, we ran 2 wide. But we are going to continue this lap. We're going to see what we could have done going around Italy just to compare our pace to the other drivers. So it's been so far a pretty decent lap. Ascari was very smooth. This was taken after the FTR Italy League race that we did, so I am pretty used to this track. I've got a decent setup as we come across the line. It's actually a 99, so it was a smooth lap, but it wasn't a particularly quick one. As you can see, got some very quick drivers in here, some very clean drivers as well, and we would have got pole by a couple of seconds, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And now we've got lights out and away we go very quickly for the start of this Italian Grand Prix. We get up the inside of 1, maybe 2, and maybe even 3 drivers as we go right up the inside of P1 and P2. We brake very late going into the Rettifilo. Both drivers back out and I wanted to cause a collision, and that promotes us up straight into P1, move up 3 places down the main straight into turn 1. So it was a perfect start, everything we could have really hoped for. There's a pretty uncharacteristic for me to be quite reckless on the, I say reckless, pretty bold on the opening lap, but it worked. And now hopefully we're going to be able to run away with this race in Italy, and that's exactly what we did. We picked up 1 penalty throughout the race, so that's not going to be good for our safety rating, but we managed to pretty much wipe the floor with the rest of the grid, and we're going to come across the line, hopefully get fastest lap of the race, and which we do as a 1 minute 20.4. And we win the first race, so that's pretty good. So excellent start to the video. So we're going to cut on to Belgium here, finishing up our lap, going through the bus stop chicane. Hopefully we can get pole position again. Pretty decent clean run through the bus stop, put the power on nice and early, and it's going to be a 1 minute 42.7, a pretty decent lap time for me. And we go purple by over a second, so that was good. And now it's raining, so we're going to up our front wing to 4.7 just to give us a bit extra. We're going to do 4.7. I believe we're going to do 3.7 actually. Still keep the straight line speed up a bit, but we're also going to have a bit more turning through the fast corners. And now we've got 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix. We get an absolutely fantastic start. Alex behind us just goes absolutely nowhere. I don't think he's even there. Oh, he is there, just wasn't paying attention. Might have gone to anti-stall, and we managed to hold position going through La Source, and now we're just going to hopefully run away with this one. This is going to be a easier race around Belgium, because the only thing is I have to worry about here is slipstream as we get our first warning. Going to Peau Rouge for the first time, a bit unstable, not really fully used to the conditions, but there's no DRS in wet conditions obviously, so if we can pretty much break outside of 7 temps, we will be good for the race, and that's what happened. We absolutely trashed the rest of the field really. See, this is going to be our fastest lap of the race. We're currently 16 seconds ahead. We pull about 4 seconds a lap on P2 behind us, and our fastest lap is going to be a 1 minute 54.022. So I was very happy with that lap in wet conditions, and yeah, we're going to come across and we're going to actually win this race. You see, we're on lap 5 now, and yeah, for some reason I didn't include the ending to the race, but whatever. We win the race by over 20 seconds, and here we are for Italy now. This is in the wet as well. I believe this is on a completely new day. An issue I've been having with ranked videos, especially after this one, is nobody is online. I very rarely get put into a lobby as we go purple in all 3 sectors around Italy. But yes, it's very difficult to find lobbies with people of similar skill level, because obviously you don't want to be put in someone with a safety rating of A and is a gold player against someone who's bronze and has a D safety rating. So yeah, it's difficult. Sometimes later at night it's easier to find lobbies, but whatever, this is why ranked hasn't been coming out as much. But now we've got 5 red lights for Italy. Someone else has got a drive-through penalty, which seems to be a recurring theme nowadays. Manual starts may proving to be tricky for some people. And we get off the line pretty well compared to Sandyman behind us in P2. And coming into the Rettifilio, he has a little half-hearted look up the inside and we turn in. We did leave him enough room, but because he wasn't completely alongside us, we turned in. Unfortunately, there was a bit of contact there. I feel that I left room for him there, and he definitely had the opportunity to back out, but obviously didn't want to, and that's ended in him getting spun out. So that's unfortunate for him. I feel like he would be our only challenger this race, because see, we're coming on to lap 5 now, and this is probably going to be our fastest lap of the race, I believe. So I'm going to take you on board with it. Braking around the 100 metre point for the Rettifilio. We turn in, we get an instant 2-second penalty. It's a very difficult corner, is turn 1 to get right, because you've got to be very precise with the car to get the maximum out of the lap time and out of the rotation. But coming through into the second chicane now, we're purple in the first sector by 4/10. You want to flow the car in here, 3rd gear, shift up to 4th on the exit, and have a very smooth one for here now, 5th gear through the first Lesmo. You can always go for 4th as a short shift up, but I feel like the minimum speed is too low. 5th gear through the second Lesmo. Keep the speed up really well on exit. Now we're going to use a bit of ERS to fly down towards Ascari. And this is also another corner where track limits could be an issue, as it's nearly 7/10 up, going through sector 2. We run a bit wide on the first part of Ascari, which just compromises our entire run through the corner. But luckily it was a still pretty clean and decent run. Now we are going to go into Parabolica. This is going to be a faster lap than our current 121.0, but unfortunately because we've got a penalty it's not going to count. As we come across the line, it is going to be a 1 minute 20.1, 8/10 faster than 9/10 faster than our previous best. And unfortunately, obviously we don't get the fastest lap for that, but luckily Sandyman got back into P2, so that's a good recovery race from him after our first lap contact. And now here we are for our 3rd race of the video at Bahrain Short. We come across the line and we get a pole position once again. I am pretty fond of Bahrain Short. It's a nice little track. I believe now currently we are this is the 4th race of the video, I think. Yes, it is. We're currently 3 for 3 in terms of victories, so let's hope for a perfectly clean session. Let's hope for 5 out of 5, but we're going to get ready for 4th race, 5 red lights, and away we go. We're pretty long hold on the grid, but luckily that doesn't affect us as we get a pretty decent start, and we're going to hopefully hold ascendancy, go to turn 1. Sandyman's looking up our inside again. We brake quite late, he brakes a little bit later, but this time we leave him a lot more room on the inside. I compromises our run through turn 2 a little bit, but fortunately for us he doesn't see an opportunity going into turn 3, and now we're just going to bolt away at the start of this race. And see, we're pulling off to the left here to break slipstream from Bretsky behind us in P2, and we're just going to hopefully pull away. As you can see, the field is sticking quite close with us. This is another difficult track to sort of break away from, just because of its high speed nature. The dirty air can affect you through some corners, but due to the amount of DRS zones, the amount of long straights, and especially the racecraft of some people on ranked, they like to burn all of their ERS within 2 laps and then do nothing for the remaining 3 laps. But that's not what we're going to do. I seem to have the pace so far, as we want to just stay ahead. You can see P2 is burning ERS, but it's already getting close to us. So hopefully, as he goes from a massive lunge up our outside there, we're gonna hold position. I don't mind losing P1 because of the amount of ERS. We haven't actually touched the overtake button yet, as we went quite wide through turn 3. I was again hugging the left hand side as we're moving back over now to the right to take the racing line. Not really under threat coming into here. DRS will be enabled on the next lap, so we could come under pressure there. And going through, I believe this will be turn 5 and now turn 6. We've gone purple in the first sector, see if we can go purple in the second sector. Still haven't touched our overtake button yet this entire race, and we're looking pretty strong. P3 is just over 2 seconds behind us, so they shouldn't be a threat this race unless I get a penalty, which is quite hard to do around Bahrain Short. And now coming across the line, we're going to set a 1 minute 0.6. and we're still holding down P1. You see P2 is still using a little bit of overtake to get close to the back of us as Sandyman beats our fastest lap time. And now DRS is enabled this lap, so we're going to be under considerably more pressure, but unfortunately Brzeski actually makes a mistake and he falls outside of DRS, and that's going to put him under pressure from the people behind him. We're going to have an absolutely clear run, and that's what happened. He stayed within 1.3 seconds of us but never got back within inside DRS, and as you can see, coming across the line now, we're going to have burned all of our ERS and all of our fuel to set the fastest lap of the race. Actually, no, we're not going to. Unfortunately, it's only 59.9, which was actually just under half a tenth off the fastest lap, which is set by Brzeski. So that's unfortunate, but that's 4 wins out of 4. And now we go to Singapore for the final race of this video, and we get pole position once again. So I believe that's pole in every single race we've had, apart from the first one where we invalidated. So yeah, hopefully this could be a good race. I know I'm strong on Singapore. I know that I will be very vulnerable on the straight, judging by the setup that I run. As you can see, we're actually 3.9 seconds ahead of P2. So hopefully we can get off to a good start and we can just run away with this race. We've got 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix, the final race of this video. So for 5 wins out of 5 is good. Turn 1, we actually get overtaken by Kenshi, and he's quite an aggressive driver actually. He's very laggy as well, so he's going to be very difficult to pass on a street track. But he was an interesting driver, and you're going to see why in a second. He actually goes into AI mode here, and he's going to stay like that for a considerable portion of the race. And now he's being ridiculously slow, he's holding us up. We have a look down the inside here, and we get a warning for contact with him. Now this has compromised our run and we're potentially going to lose P3, but we hold the outside there, and that gives us the more flowing run. And now I don't know what Kenshi's doing, whether he doesn't like Singapore and he feels like just putting it into AI mode straight off the start will hold us up, but I don't think he realises that the AI is very slow in ranked lobbies. So as you can see on the exit here, we're just going to absolutely eat him up there. We're back into P1. I was very frustrated at the time with his sportsman, or his unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's just general racecraft, but whatever. We didn't concede any damage, we just lost a bit of time, and now he's going to hold up everyone behind us, so I guess it's a win-lose situation with that. And that was it. That was the Singapore Grand Prix. We're currently 15.5 seconds ahead of everybody else. Going through the final few corners now, and this is hopefully going to be our fastest lap of the race. We already have fastest lap, but we've gone purple in the first 2 sectors, and coming through the final corner now, we're going to improve by nearly just over 4 times to do a 137.7, and we're going to have a clean sweep of this 5th episode of Ranked. And we're now up to 2,331 points. Master rank is 2,600 points. So we're very close to it now. And it's looking like we could get it, especially if we have a couple more high win rate videos like this one, where we just completely smash everybody 5 for 5. So I was very happy with that. It would have been 5 pole positions as well, if it wasn't for the first race where we invalidated. But as you can see here, we're just looking through our stats for ranked lobbies, so you can gaze on them whilst I do the outro for this video. If you did enjoy Ranked episode 5, please do leave a like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for some more Ranked content very soon.